Hey everybody, it's RCK and I'm glad to have you back here again. Now this is going to be my second time actually recording this. The first time I'm not entirely sure what happened. I played my uh, OBS a little bit. I'm kind of switching back and forth to kind of watch what OBS is actually recording at the moment, and it seems to be recording fine on my end at this point. And it could have possibly, could have been happening when I was recording last night, and I just didn't notice it because I didn't check OBS at the time. But what was happening was, if you didn't already see that video, um, it actually stayed on this screen right here. Of course, it had no background either, and as we change turns, this screen would change to the correct turn, but you would not see me exit out of this screen and actually look on the map. So that is quite interesting. We have a lot to talk about here. So I went ahead, I deleted that video. Well, first I made it private. I checked out for myself. I had a very nice commenter tell me something was wrong, and I appreciate that. And I was tried to hurry as fast as I could to get that fixed for you. But of course, I'm gonna go ahead and get that done now. I just got home from work. And from the looks of it, we're still going good at the moment. I'm currently recording. Yes, okay, very, very good. It's good to see that. So let's look at the messages here. We had two battles, one in Mark, one in Holoma. We'll definitely watch that. I believe Mark is this farmland wasteland or farmland forest right here. If I remember correctly, we also had a couple of events. So let's go ahead and watch this first one. Nope, Halma was. Okay, interesting. Can't remember where Mark must have been a northern province, I believe, up north by the capital. But here we do see a large amount of knights. Of course, we have all these elite soldiers here. And I would have probably have split these up. I did mention some ways that I would do things now versus how I did them. Goodness, this game was probably going on. So it ended in December. Possibly 4 or 5 months. I can't remember exactly. I know the channel has been deleted at this point, but it was a relatively longer game, I suppose. Yeah, good chance it was 4 months, maybe more. But it was a lot of fun, and of course, I've played a handful of games since then. I definitely have changed up the way I expand, so it's quite interesting. Let's watch our second battle on Mark, and now this is the province up above our capital here, that farmland, and I have some very interesting things here to show you. We have some of these units that are already diseased here. Quite interesting that we see so many of them diseased. Now, for most players, they would have checked this. Obviously, not me at the time. That I didn't check this. I mean, I found out later on, just by looking and things like that, and I found it out. But there's definitely a well of pestilence or something along those lines here that causes disease. So that is rather bothersome here to have this very, very nice farmland here have a disease province in it. But of course, at this point, we already have it. No point in not taking it. We'll probably try to search it for death later on in the series. And we took the knights out relatively fast. Now we are collapsing here onto this light cab with short. Do they have short bows? Yes, they do have short bows. Okay, and they are light cab. Okay, and that is all for this one. So we lost this province here. It says the people have revolted and you have lost control of it. Not entirely sure on what we left that PD last turn. Not sure. Probably not enough. We had a Dominion change here in Mark. Unfortunate. And we gained 14 nature gems here in Halima from this province we just took. Very, very nice due to the fact that we don't actually have a nature income at this point. So these 24 nature gems have all been from events. So has these blood slaves, the death gems here. I believe the astral has been added to over time because we only make one per turn. Same is for the air gems. Of course, we've been using our fire to make maces of eruption here for this Maliki here. Definitely, the more I've played, the less I've liked to thug these guys out. Because it is very, very painful when you lose that 480 gold mage that has 19 hit points, that has 8 well, 9 if you count the holy, but 8 magic paths on them. Like, this is not something you just want to thug, and could be magic phased, or it could be anti-magic phased against them, where they could teleport an anti-thug on top of this unit here and just kill it. And just like, well, there goes 2 turns out of my cap, 480 gold and equipment. So yeah, I definitely don't like doing that more. I find these, and I recognize that the more I play this game here, because this is the second game I've played as Naba. The longer we see the game go on, when we get to the late game, you will not see me use these guys as thugs, Supermans, anything. I will not use them as them. They will be inside of armies. They are the leaders, and that is it. They're going to be my main magic casters because of their having such high paths. Of course, we'll have other support mages in there, and there'll probably be more of them. But as far as dropping down the biggest spells, it's going to be the Malika there. It looks like we're sending another one out to start site searching. We're patrolling a few of these provinces as we sit here and recruit more camel riders from them. We're pulling the camel riders to attack this province here. 17 that revolted against us. 20 militia. Yeah, the camel riders can take it out easily, and then on top of that, I'm pretty sure they have enough map movement speed here to catch up with the elite soldiers on their march over to 56 here, taking this other farmland. Our Malika with the vampire helmet here, what's it called actually? Mask of the Vampire. We'll be moving into the Blue Beauty over here at 24, and I have to keep in mind, not only will be they not only will they, well, we do have to be careful about other things, but I mean they do have spirit sights, so being in the deep sea is not doesn't matter as much because they'll take penalty. I think deep sea is darkness. But other than that, they will take penalties to being underwater and not being amphibious. So that is unfortunate, but hopefully through the magic bonus that we have, maybe experience that we gain, our stats will definitely go up to where that won't matter. I mean, with attack skill 17, because we have this burning pearl, I believe these maces of eruption do give, yeah, they'll give them up to +4. So, I mean, +4 there, +4 there, so we're looking at, oh, should we be having a bonus off of that? Not entirely sure. Regardless, we will be sending them into the water. Go ahead and start taking some of these very, very juicy underwater provinces that we have here. Due to the fact of us not having a underwater nation in this game here, we want to try to monopolize on this the best we can at this point, because we know probably the best person that's going to be going underwater. I mean, Jotunheim can definitely thug up, go underwater pretty fast, but I'm thinking Lemuria is going to be faster than them. Because you have to keep in mind this is a one age game, guys. Every nation that you can play from any age is going to be in this game if they chose that nation. So, other than that, we are moving the force here from Mark, and we see we have one of our commanders that are diseased. I don't think I noticed this at the time. We are moving them up into 98 here versus 60 deer traps. Should not be much of a problem for us. You have to keep in mind that we have this Eldorado nation here at the time when our scout moved through, which our scout has been caught and killed since then by patrolling Ulm, I think. They did not take this part of their cap circle yet. I believe there are shades, there were like shade beasts and things like that. So hopefully we won't see a bump here. But even if we do, I mean, yeah, we had the Jane Guard, but the Jane Guard can't be blessed, so our magic weapons won't really take effect. And I know a lot of their units do have indestructible, so quite interesting. But yeah, we will definitely be hitting 98 and kind of cutting, having this nice little buffer here between him and his cap. Also making it harder for him to attack us. He's got to attack us through one province. Most people are not going to want to do that. On top of that, I mean, it just made it a lot more difficult for him to expand downwards and letting us just be able to capture a lot more land over here. More than likely, we'll go 98, 94, and then maybe split 104 or 79, depending on what other units we bring. Don't know if I will save these. No, it doesn't look like. Okay, so we are moving these units out here, these Jane Guard and Elite Guard here to fight the 56 just to give them some reinforcements. So honestly enough, they don't need it. They really don't. I probably should have pulled these guys here. So at that, well, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see that battle. Which one would win, the 18 Elite Guard and Gen Guard versus 76 or 77 Lion Tribe. Maybe I could be able to pull in a few Camel Riders as well and kind of tip those scales. I'd be able to pull in a fair few, honestly, because all of them would be able to pull here to 69. But we do see death scales here in 69 as well. We'll have to keep that in mind. But we don't see them in Mark, which is the province I'm almost positive has the Well of Pestilence in it. And here we already see 1, 2, 3, 4 of our Camel Riders having the Z's. So it's very unfortunate. Those are battle plans there. So we'll have 1, 2, 3 expansions. Not too bad, I guess. We're starting to make a couple more scouts we have sneaking around, of course. We have a scout here on the across the entire border, and they are all moving straight down here. I don't know if I talked about here, seeing the Jotunheim fort here. This is their capital. Yeah, we have a scout in every province here, and this is another capital here, Antipaga or something like that. This is another capital right here. So that's quite interesting here in this mountain terrain. I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, I don't think it'd be as bad for me, but it looks like they took Heat 3, so they'll be able to maneuver through these mountains fairly well, I believe. But other than that, wouldn't necessarily want that capital spot. So things are looking pretty good. We're definitely going to get a good view of everything going across here. And that will be all for turn 13, guys. Let's go ahead and jump over to turn 14. In this one, let me just go over to Discord, or not Discord, to OBS. Okay, so it looks like we still are on the current page for the OBS. And this is just me wanting to make sure and double checking this. Definitely don't want to sit here for an hour again and be like, oh shit, you know. So that was very, very unfortunate. What why won't you? I'm very confused. Annoying noise. I had someone say they really enjoyed the series. The person who is watching that knows who they are, and I had to message them, or I messaged them right before I started recording because they asked why it was private, and I told them I had to take the video down, of course. So let's go ahead and go on to the next episode here, or next turn. I'm sorry. That was 13. This is 14. I am very glad that you like the series so far. It's good to see some people enjoying it, of course. Okay, we finished our enchantment. We're going to enchantment level 3. If I did not speak about before, we are trying to hit enchantment level 4 for flaming arrows. On top of that, we also have we have a very easy way to also cast anti-magic if it's ever needed, and that's also in enchantment 4. We have an alchemist guild here, so this is a pretty nice site for some nations. Not as great for us, but it is a 2-gem site, so it will give us earth and fire, but it will let us recruit alchemists. But at this point, we don't really need them. 300 gold. Yes, they do give you an alchemist bonus here, but they're old age. They're astral 1, earth 1, fire 1. Whereas, if we look at actually, how many turns? There are 2 turns. If we look at the Hermit Sahir here, yes, they were going to take us 4 turns to make out in an unforted province, but they only cost 125 gold. They have the earth and fire with a chance to random earth 2 or fire 2, which is also good. They're also coming with air on their chassis here, which is okay. I mean, they can go up to air 2, and air 2 is fairly useful. And they still have a chance to random astral. I just feel like this is a much better mage. They aren't old age yet. They have 3 years on them, but normally enough, that's long enough. They probably already died or have been researching for so long they've already paid for themselves. Um, but I feel like these units here are definitely a lot better than the old age alchemists that come from this site here. But like I said, the Fire and Earth is great to have. Glad we found that site still. I'm glad we searched just that one. Other than that, let's go ahead and watch these battles. I know I jumped out of that. Uh, we have a throne claimed. I will go over all the thrones that gets claimed at the end of turn 18, of course. Because I know there's a handful that go through these. I don't want to stop every turn and think that. Probably would have. Well, hard to say if I would put these in line formation or not to fight the deer tribe. Because there's always one group that kind of moves forward, and there's always the archer group. It seems like, and it seems like we're doing fairly well. We see one Vanguard here losing their glamour. Very unfortunate, but we kind of do expect that because all these units do have javelins on top of bows, and glamour is kind of has a little bit of a weakness there to those missile units, of course. Oh, we'll have another one lose it. There's two back there, lost it. But as the front line has crumbled here, of course, we're enveloping the archers, and that is the end of them. Let's see, I don't believe we took any losses, and no, we didn't. We did a very, very good job on expanding there. We'll probably turn this two squad. Well, no, this is one squad. Never mind. I thought it was two. I looked at that number there. Let's watch the battle in the Blue Beauty. Now, this is one I was really anticipating for here. Now, this is our thugged up Melika here. And so we have a lot of things going on. One of the main reasons why I brought the nature random underwater, yes, they come few and far between, but they are able to cast poison resistance turn one. And if you notice, there's a lot of weapons underwater that do cause either minor poison or some kind of poison damage in that sense. And since we don't have an ability to regenerate ourselves, I think, well, I don't, is enchantment 2 personal regen, but even if we just got it this turn and we'd have to use a gem on it every time to get personal regen off, it might be enchantment 3. I don't exactly remember. We'll look after this. But regardless, the poison resistance is nice. You see, the when they went off script here, they actually ended up casting Kelpman. Now the spell they were supposed to cast instead was, it had something where it gets +3 per armor slot, temper armor, I think. I mean, still, I mean, +3 on both of those is pretty good, but we've already cast Iron Skin at this point, so I guess they chose to do that instead, because their protection is already so high. But I wish they would have just went by their script, but it's okay. So we're at 29 protection from the Iron Skin and then the Black Steel and Vampiric Mask that we are wearing. And if you look here, our defense skill has dropped significantly due to the underwater penalty that we have. So that is kind of unfortunate, but we actually are fighting in magic too. It looks like Jotunheim has took magic, so that's very nice, very helpful to fight in. It's almost negated it out, but not entirely. Other than that, our attack skill is still relatively high. We did take that -3 underwater penalty. Um, so, but we do have a magic item bonus of 4 from the Burning Pearl, kind of keeping us rather high still at 13. And I was very, very curious on whether or not these maces here actually, the effect actually worked on hit for the flame eruption. But I'm almost pretty sure they do if we watch it. Now, this I think, if I remember correctly, this battle is going to last us a little while. But they do take squares out, and we do see an explosion. So that is quite interesting that this fire spell kind of works underwater. I wonder if it has to do with it being attached to a weapon, and it says it happening on hit. So I'm very, very curious about how that works. But yeah, very nice so far. I mean, if it does hit something, it's definitely going to kill it. And then there's a good chance with these kind of like human size. Well, they are 14, a little bit more than the human size units here that are going to be killing those too. On top of that, we've also cast Misform this turn, just making it a lot harder for the units to hit us on top of Glamour. I believe, I mean, Glamored units can't cast, what was it they can't cast? They can cast Mistform, but the other spell was that it really doesn't affect them. I can't remember. I will have to look after this battle. And you see the Mask of the Vampire here going off a little bit. We've gained, I think, 2 life at this point, maybe a couple more than that. But we are up to 23 versus our maximum hit point pool of 19. So the Vampire Mask is helping us out. It's a very interesting item to have here, and these units are having a lot of trouble to actually deal damage. Our fatigue is at 80 at this point. Probably need to cut off one of those spells just so it wouldn't go off script and cast something else there at the end, and just have them on tack so you wouldn't have the Kelp Men or something like that. It's kind of something I've kind of thought of as I've watched these battles later on. Yeah, these Meros are having a very, very difficult time. We'll go ahead and put it in fast forward mode. We see them taking damage from Vampire, but no hits really. I really don't see anyone losing anything. Oh, see, we had one hit there, and you saw the minor explosion, and that whole square just disappeared. See a few hits from the vampire thing going on, but I think they've maxed out at HP. 38 hit points now, and they still haven't even got through the glamour or misform yet. Yeah, misform does work here. It does have it on her. I'll have to look and see. I see it proc again there when a whole square, and now the units here are routing. So very, very nice. Fatigue has dropped super fast since they kind of broke off, but it's probably due to the casting of the Vampiric Drain every turn and a half, I guess. Or half a turn. Not entirely sure. So that went very well for us at this point. I believe that was a very nice province too, so that was very, very good. And then we have the battle here against the militia that have revolted against us in the Poison Plains. And of course, we brought the Camel Riders in. And I think honestly that the Falcons will be able to take these guys out on their own just from their first little swoop here or dive attack. Yeah, they dealt some serious damage there in mass against just militia. Of course, these arrows, they're hitting our guys, they're hitting their guys. And the militia have already routed. They're not taking this shit. They said they're out of here. You imagine, like, oh, we want change, we want something, we want new stuff. And they rise up and they're like, okay, and then okay, the camel riders show up and they're like, nah, fuck you. But kind of irrelevant to our series, I suppose. An unexpected event has occurred in Snow Ford. We have a Cloud Mage, which is rather nice. And I believe, is this an Air 1 or Air 2? I can't remember what it was. We'll look afterwards. But it's nice to get another researcher. Other than that, we had a Unrest event and Misfortune event. That is really unfortunate for us for sure. Now, we'll have to check those scales that could possibly be from another nation's scales. And we see here a battle with Jotunheim, and we'll see what is going on here. Now, this is on the coast, and it looks like Sea Dogs are attacking the coast here. And he only has 1 PD. I mean, I feel like this Jotunheim will definitely be able to kill maybe a couple of these Sea Dogs, but with just 1 PD, I don't think it's gonna last very long. I think he killed 1, 2, 3. Maybe that was just 3. I couldn't tell there at the end. Let's see. So he killed 4. Very nice. I mean, unfortunately, he lost, but what do you expect 1 PD to do? The hearse actually ran away. It didn't even die. We caught 9 filthy brigands. Very nice. Let's look and see that unrest province over there. Well, it said misfortune +3, so we were at luck 1 whenever it changed. It does have our dominion slightly in it, but Kangobia is over here. I'm pretty sure we spoke about this previously, but at this point, Kangobia and M.A. Micklin are fighting back and forth, kind of tooth and nail, over this little patch of land here from their capital. I believe that's Micklin's. It might be that one, but it was like turn 6. Kangobia has walked all the way and was sitting on Micklin's capital. I remember there's a relatively big battle where I think Kangobia underestimated Micklin, and Micklin ended up taking it. Or I can't remember if Micklin was waiting for something dormant. I can't exactly remember what happened there. But Micklin has unsieged his fort at this point and is like kind of fighting back, but the pressure is still on from Cambodia. So that's quite interesting to see what is going on over there. I should have sent a scout over there just to see, but I was kind of hearing this through Diplo. We see a few bit of units here. Quite interesting. We see a throne here. Looks like a level 1 throne just from the looks of it. So other than the battles that have happened here, we do have a mist-covered highlands here giving us an additional 1 to our air gem income. Very nice. It has, of course, boosted 100%. We're at +2. That's what I'm talking about. So, okay, so this was a Cloudmate. It is the Air 1, and it does come with 2 gems. Kind of nice. A Ring of Warning. Um, okay, cool. We could use that when we start blood hunting, giving a patrol bonus to a commander. So, 2 air gems. Cool. Nice little researcher. Take them 2 turns to get back. We are building a palisade here in 86, being Mark, which I haven't discovered there being a well of pestilence there, but we'll find that out later. Don't worry. Where are the other? I thought I was building one more. Possibly not. Okay, so we're just building one in Mark at the moment. And we are starting a side search with this Malika here, a Fire 3, Air 4, Earth 1, Holy 1. We are pushing this northern army here that can includes a few of these diseased units that we have. I think it was just 4 units. Yeah, 4 units here, and then the commander itself into these barbarians. We should do rather well against them. From the looks of both of these thrones here, they're both level 1 thrones, which is kind of unfortunate. I would like some higher level thrones just to have more points really secured in our empire at this point. But we do have a whole lot around us. We have expanded very, 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 very well at this point, so that is always a plus to us. And let's look at this province over here. So it is 66 income. We went ahead and put some 11 defense in there. We don't want events to happen. We want to start lowering this unrest because this is rather high. It does have a coral reef in it, which is nice. So that's giving us an additional water gem per turn and 25 resources. Our water gem income is actually up to 4 already. When we started with 1, and now we're up to 4. This is going very, very well for the water gems. Not so much for fire and air, but that is okay. Earth is also up to 4. Astral was only at 1. And everything else is 0. So we've made a few more scouts, a few more camel riders here and there moving around, going quite a few places. And that is all we have going on at this point. Not making any units, saving this gold here to really start some infrastructure, because at this point, we actually, I don't know if it was this turn or next turn, we talked to Endor or Edoranor, and we got a NAP 3 with them. At this point, Kangobia, they're in their little fighting back and forth war here with Micklin, and he has no intentions of taking 50 anytime soon, my assumption. So we don't have to worry about him for a long time. And if he wants to take it, okay. I mean, that just opens up a route for us to like straight on attack his capital from right here. We do have a nap with this Blue Nation here as well, and Tokibu, I don't know. We have a nap with the Giants, because I figured at this point, okay, we have expanded very, very well. We're going to be very friendly with our neighbors. We're going to secure as many naps as we can. We're going to develop our land, and we're going to start expanding underwater and seeing how much of this underwater land we can actually take here. We're working on getting another thug out. Honestly enough, if I would have known this in DE, if we gone up to construction 2 to get greater magical items, there's actually a lot of very nice underwater items we can get in DE that will cause us to take a lot of our troops underwater. That would have, I feel like, definitely would have increased the amount of land we could be taking underwater a little bit faster. We have our Prophets army over here moving to 49 to also push into 56, being the last farmland here in the southern area. After that, he will be pulled back to the capital to be reinforced and be thrown into these thrones here and taking both of those. As far as this army, of course, will be taking 79, 94, and 104. And hopefully, with the thug here, we'll be pushing all the way along the coastline, taking as much as we can for right now, and then possibly branching out at that point to try to take these. But we will see. Hopefully, we can hurry and take some of these. Not sure what nations are directly over here other than that one in Mickland. So, be quite interesting. I don't see any. Oh, never mind. There's Krieg. So, Krieg is quite a interesting nation, of course. It is a mod nation. They have these like demons and demon worshippers and all kinds of things they have going on. Cultists, imps, pit fiends, these chosen here. So we have quite interesting units here. From what I've heard, they're relatively powerful. They have Dominion summoners. But yeah, they're quite strong. These guys are very strong. They're invulnerable. They hit hard. They hit hard. Siege bonus. They're slaves, so they're cheap. They give resource bonuses. They're or so they go down to 15 gold per. They're demons instead of undead. Yeah, very tough. Guys, it's got 4 attacks in it's invulnerable. Has a patrol bonus, fire resistance. It is an animal though, but it still has high magical resistance for an animal, which is quite interesting. But also kind of glad they're across the water and not really beside us at this point. I don't think at this point I knew they were there, but we do find out they're there really soon. That's why I went ahead and looked for them. And of course, we know Alm is up here because we saw them. We saw one of their. We used a scout. We saw it, and the scout got patrolled out. I think that might be soon to come. I can't remember. I think that already happened actually. So that is all we have going on in the southern area. The Camel Riders, of course, is going to catch back up and push into 56. Our Malika is moving into 36. Here, a 103 gold province, and be very nice for us to take. And we're also fighting these barbarians this turn. And saving up gold, like I said, to build some more forts. Let's go over to turn 15. Exit. Continue. 15. There we go. My plan with this one here, with this video here, we're going to go through 6 turns for, we're going to do 13 through 18, just to the fact of us not being in a war. I assume after this we're going to start lowering the turns down a little bit, just so we can take some more time on it and we won't have as long as a video, because I think my last video lasted around an hour long. I'm talking about the version 1 of this video, of course. So I do want to keep that in mind. I want to keep them on the lower side if I can. I mean, 30-40 minutes is okay, but an hour gets a little long. So what happened here? Pangea sent us 5 astral gems. We actually sent them 5 nature gems in exchange. We have 2 battles, unexpected events. We got some filthy brigands, and we also have a new hero. We also had a worldwide event here. The Throne of Winter is spreading cold across the land. Some might claim the Throne of Winter, and it was cold +1. So let's go ahead and watch this first battle here. Now this is the province with the barbarians. Should be taken out fairly easily. I mean, when the barbarians are going up against the elite soldiers and stuff like that, normally the commanders, which we do see here, we see one right there, they always have the darker hair on them. They're also berserk as well compared to a regular one. They're always kind of in the front, so hopefully enough the elite soldiers will be hitting them relative or a lot sooner than they'll be hitting other units. So by killing those commanders, causing the rest of the units to rout. We'll see that some of the barbarians here are also being a little stopped up due to the falcons, but most of the falcons are already gone at this point. That's the only 4 left, but there wasn't many that we brought along. And now we have them making contact with each other. Looks like one commander just died. See if we can get the second one. Could possibly, I don't think he's berserk. We have some of the malls here routing, and as soon as they lost the other commander there, the other barbarians with great swords just decided to turn around and get out. So things went relatively well there. Don't think we took any losses, but I could be wrong. We could have took some elite soldier losses. I don't think we took any Vanguard losses. So we did take 2 elite soldier losses. Very unfortunate. I think they're 30 gold apiece. Throat's getting a little dry. Yes, they are 30 gold apiece. Unfortunate. So next we have a battle here in the sea. Now this is using our thugged up Malika here. And with the same script, at this point I should have took off the temper armor parts and just not had anything on it. Instead of going for Kelpman, they decided to go for Ghost Wolves, which I kind of like because it gives you 2 versus 1. It might help you, but I mean, still, they just disappear so fast. Your defense skill is still getting harassed down so low. But we are experienced, so we get a little bit better chances of hitting, and we're starting to see those hits actually come through. We're at 29 hit points from the Vampiric Mass, and a group of them are already routing. +4, +4, we're at 38, okay. Oop, took out a couple more squares, and there we go. They are out of here. Very nice. We had a minus population event here in the Blue Beauty, the province that we took last turn in the water. Very unfortunate, I guess. I mean, we do get +2 order, but and minus some arrest, but losing population is kind of unfortunate for us. We got a new hero of unequaled obesity. So very interesting that we got that. We also have another experience pip, so that is helping our stats some. But unequaled obesity, so current maximum hit points of 26. That's going to make her maximum hit points go even higher. So the Vampiric Mask will, or of course she was already at 19 before, and yes, she did go over 19, but I think this is going to put that limit even higher at this point due to her heroic ability. So that's quite interesting there. Now we are throwing her into the Ichthyids here. I have a good idea that we'll be okay in taking these, but they could be rather dangerous as well. Next, we're moving into these 90 Lion Tribe. Now, it's a little questionable. See, from my assumption here, we see a lot going on right here. Probably should have threw these guys into the Jaguar Tribe, but I was like, why would Lemuria jump onto here instead of keep gathering this water up and bothering me? Same, there's no reason why this nation could ever go through here, so I was like, let's go ahead and just take out 79 since I know it's 68 income. I know that income of 68 is higher than whatever the swampland income is. Possibility there. We are building a fort on Mark, like I said. We are making a coral blade. We will be attacking 56 this turn. We're building a fort in 32, Halama in this farmland, so very nice. And we're also building a fort in 13. We had a lot of gold to spend. Yeah, that was kind of my assumption there. We'll be making more gold per turn if we take this province first than taking that one first. And what we have going on up here, we have Lemuria taking the water. So my assumption of them is that they have spawned somewhere either on this island, on the coast here, and has jumped really, really fast into the water, which I was expecting they'd do. And then we also have Ulm rushing the Elranor nation here, the modded nation up here that has the invulnerability troops. It's turn 15. I mean, from the looks of it, they have their whole cap circle. If they have this, I assume they have this. I would love to get a scout there. Don't know if they're already on the cap. Who knows? But that was fast. So very, very interesting here. Nothing really going on in the southern area other than this army here. The Prophet taking 56, us taking the Water Province. The Cloud Mage is moving in over here. Well, we're starting to move some more sight searchers around to get some higher sight searching skills off. Making another Mace of Eruption. Just equipping this person up here. Honestly, probably shouldn't have. Probably should have just stuck this one. Should have went to construction 4 if I want to go into water more. Probably could have turned off enchantment for at this point too, just due to the fact of us being at peace with so many people. So yeah, that's as what we have going on here. And that will be all for turn 15. Let's go to turn 16. Naba. Go ahead and just check. From the looks of it, okay, OBS is still working. Very good. Lemuria and Ermor. Ermor's come to throne. Lemuria's made a profit. We found no water sites here. We have a few battles going on here. We have 3 of our own and 2 of our opponents, and we have a few events. Let's go ahead and watch both of the opponents' battles here. We have a very, very large force from the Giants, of course. All these Sacreds are very, very expensive. Attacking the Sea Dogs, okay. So that is what they are attacking, of course. This is their profit, too. So we get to see their bless. I can't remember if we've already looked at it or not. I will check again just in case. Magic weapons, poison resistance, reinvig +2, magical resistance +1, dark vision, magical leadership. Makes me really wonder if we'll see a dormant regeneration bless. Because he has sure made a lot of sacreds here for not a very big bless. So they are expensive as well. Let's see how expensive. 100 gold apiece. My goodness, that is 2,100 gold right there in one expansion force. 75 gold in your profit, and then 70 gold apiece for these guys here. I mean, you're looking at 190 plus another 75. Wow. Or 180. No, 200, 210 for those 3 units right there. My bad. Wow. Okay, that's a very expensive force there. Next, we have someone attacking Lemuria, which is very, very good for us to see here. It looks like one of our scouts have picked this up. We have a lot of sacred horsemen here. Jet riders, white shell. Is it shell? Yeah, white shell riders here as well. They're all sacreds. We do have someone casting blessing in there, so we should be able to see a bless of some sort. Here we go. We have magic weapons, poison resistance 15, cold resistance 5, defense skill 2, revig +1, undying, strength +4. So that is double strength in there, because I'm pretty sure strength only gives you +2 per bless on it. The blood surge. Since I only see the reinvig +1, I assume half of it could be earth and the other half could be blood. Then you're sitting at blood 7, but if you did earth, I think reinvig is 2, and then you'd have to do 6, so that'd be earth 8. I'm not sure how they split that up. I mean, this is definitely an imprisoned rainbow bless here. We see the 3 death, a mixture of blood and possibly earth here. We have water 3, nature 3, astral 4. Interesting. And they already have a magical weapon on them, so that's quite interesting as well. And they are fighting 1 PD and some free spawn, it looks like. And it looks like we get to see the Lemurian Bless as well. Very, very lucky on our part here. Morale +1, shock resistance +10, fire resistance +10, magic resistance +3, and then undead regeneration. Interesting. Both very nice blesses here. Of course, 1 PD won't last long. Let's watch our battle here in the Baptizer. Now, I believe this is the Eastern Front here. I believe that is the I mean, it could either be that or it could be the lion tribe. Oh, wrong battle. My bad. Let's check one more time. Could be. Oh, this is the water province here. Very surprised. So we're getting to see a lot of ichthyds. Don't see any shamans in this, so that's possibly good for us for sure. Um, but they do have nets, and they should be able to hit a size 3 unit. So that is quite worrisome as well. But we'll go ahead and put this on fast forward and see what happens. We're going through our script here, of course. Decided to cast Ghost Wolves again, but we should change that. I mean, at the time, I didn't, of course, but we should. Suppose I could zoom in a little bit. At 39 HP already. Going over 39. We're at 40 now. Plus 8. We're at 48. Okay. Taking out a square here and there. 49. Ooh, they popped the glamour. Got 1 damage through. They got another damage through. So I guess all together they got 3 damage through, but we added 7 to us, so we're at 49 still. And they have routed from all the hits there. Very interesting. Very, very nice. So we end up taking another underwater province for us. Now this might be the lion tribe. Yes, this is the lion tribe. Tough decision on these should be in line formation or in square formation. Might lose a few camel riders here to arrow fire. I feel like that one did get dealt some damage. The falcons are definitely stirring things up back here. The Vanguard and elite soldiers are making contact. Javelins are hurting. Tangle Vines being cast by the enemy mage. And the independent armies have routed. Very nice. We took 1 loss, and that was a commander unit. Very unfortunate. Next, we have a battle here, and this should be the farmland in the Eastern Territory. Yes, it is. I don't like this formation. Probably would have put like 1 in a line formation, 1 in a square formation, like over here on like attack flank. Then having these guys split up in 2 formations on either side. Just what I would do now. I'm kind of thought about going just a long line formation just in case the heavy cav came around us, but I feel like we already pinged this province at this turn, so we would have known that that wasn't the case. Doing some wonky stuff here. I believe they're on attack closest. That's why they walked by, came back a little bit, and then started walking forward again. Not sure quite what's going on. At first I thought they were on attack rear. Of course we can go look. Every infantry don't stand a chance. Let's look. Oh yeah, attack closest. Interesting. Did we take any losses? We took 1 elite soldier loss and we took 1 Vanguard loss. So that is a total of 70 gold we lost there. Very unfortunate. These guys are rather precious since we can only make them out of our capital as well. Unexpected event, so we gained 7 gems in total here. 6 fire, 1 astral, then an additional 5 gems here. So very nice. We gained 12 gems in total there that turn. We gained 175 gold province with a 2100 or 21,000 population. Very nice. We're already building a giant fort here. We definitely want to get that forted up. Building a giant fort here in Copper Woods as well. 64. 1 in March. So that is 3. And that is 4. Building 4 at the moment. 5. Forgot to count 13 in the southern front. Next, we are moving on to 78, the Sea Untamed, looking to take that province as well. The Shark Knight might cause us some problems, but I think we'll be okay. Possibly going after Triton troopers after that. Now that we have taken Bogger World here in 17, this nice forest, of course, we're going to be moving back to join forces here with this unit to be taking out these Jaguar warriors. Other than that, possibly building a fort here. Don't remember if we do or not. I don't think we do. We might. Who knows? We see that this nation here are starting to fight back a little bit. And we see them having Meteorite Guard. Now, I'll shake these mercenaries. They don't have Meteorite Guard mercenaries at the moment. So, makes me wonder if this is a site, maybe. Because I don't think they can get Meteorite Guard. Let's look. Nope, wrong one. There. Yeah, I don't see them being able to get Meteorite Guard. Might be something else going on there. Not entirely sure. So it's quite interesting. Moving the Prophet and his army up back to the capital so we can start taking these two thrones. We have another Hermit being made, Earth 2, which is quite interesting and very nice to have if we didn't already have this Malika Earth 2. Just so they can make Earth Boots go up to Earth 3 and we'd be set after that. Very, very nice. Not too much here to talk about at this turn, being turn 16, so we'll go ahead and go on to turn 17, trying to keep the time a little bit lower on these videos. But yeah, definitely working on our economy at this point. Not even necessarily building a whole lot of units. I mean, we built, in the last 2 turns, a total of 5 Gen Guard. So not too much to reinforce, but we sure are coming up with the castles at this point. Hopefully, not only will that increase our income by a little bit, just having a castle there, we'll also be able to increase our production rate. We'll also be able to increase the total amount of mages we can make each turn, and that is the name of the game, of course. Play 17. Guessing borders. So, we have 2 more thrones claimed this turn. Not a whole lot going on my side, due to the fact of us just running out of expansion opportunities. Other than that, also building a lot of forts as well. And we did get a very, very nice event here. And we'll go over that once we get to it. Let's watch this underwater battle here with a Shark Knight. Let's just look at the chassis of this. Oh my goodness, if I can click on him. So, 15 hit points. He also has the second form of the shark, 5 protection, have a coral spear, which has weak poison on it. So, poison resistance, there you are. And then a 22 damage shark bite attack. Very strong. And these guys also have poison barbs. And they have coral spears giving them poison damage as well. So you have to keep in mind, your thugs might get messed up if they are fighting units that, or if they're not resistant to poison anyway. This shark is going berserk. What is going on here? Aquatic, need not eat, stealthy animal, undisciplined, battle fright, never healing wound. But they are broken at this point. But they're freaking out. Lots of Empiric Drain being cast. Up to 47 hit points. Ooh, dealing a lot of damage there. And we have routed the enemy. The shark is still doing its thing, I suppose. What in the world? And we decided to take him out. Okay. Very, very nice. Plus fire gems, plus astral gems. That is 6 more gems. Very nice as well. And then we have this very interesting unit here. Now, this is a very, very special unit. And honestly, I feel like I didn't play them to their fullest potential in this game. So, of course, we have a Blood 3. Now, Blood is really, really hard for us to get. We kind of have to bootstrap into it. Or we could get a random. Now, I'm not sure if he is part of the Worthy Heroes. Might be. I don't remember entirely. I'll have to look that up. But having a Blood 3 Researcher, pretty valuable to you. I mean, you only need 5. You can make a rod or a dowsing rod at construction 4, even boosting his capabilities even more. After that, since we do have so many wastes at this point, we can go down blood, and it is kind of lower than I thought it was going to be. But summon Gula at level 5, and it only costs a blood 1. 31 blood slaves, not too bad, honestly. I mean, once we get the hardest part is us getting to blood 5, because we really have no use other than the breaking in part, and I feel like that's more of a late game thing, breaking into blood like that. I mean, it'd be wonderful if we could let early on, but I'd say if we were doing it early on, I'd say it'd have to be around level 3. I'd say it'd be a worthy thing to go down, because other than that, I mean, we really can't do much but continuously try to get our blood economy going. But that will give us a Death 1, Blood 1. That is a good searcher here for 31 blood slaves, which is very, very nice. And once you get that going, I mean, you can always turn that into, you can go so many places with that. Just a high blood income. If I mean, you have to constantly be working with them. You're probably burning down most of your places trying to get blood slaves out of them. But hey, if you put dowsing rods on them all, I mean, they'll start looking better. Next, we are starting to pull a bunch of forces over to 57 to attack 51 and take this very, very nice farmland throne. We are sending a thug here, not as good as our other thug, of course, but we are sending this one into 81, which is kind of eh. I feel like I definitely should have attacked 70 instead, just being a weaker province. We're sending the one in the Sea Untamed into 74. Securing us another underwater provinces. These are rather strong here. I don't want to fight sea trolls just in case there's something stronger. And this one's kind of so far back, it took us 2 turns to actually get there. And I saw these undead. I was like, he might be going for that. Not sure. But we will be taking these Jaguar troops here in the northern area. So very nice, kind of clearing out all of our expansion zones up here. Pulling back, probably fighting in this throne here at 80 at Nethermark. And that is all we really have going on at the moment. Still doing some site searching, of course. Oh, gold. Weird. 2, 3, 4, 5. Building 5 forts at the moment. Very, very nice. And we're going to end the turn. We're going to go to turn 18, our final turn. Cool. All right, now we have 4 battles here in this province here. 2 underwater, 2 on land. We have a lot of events going on. We have the first battle here in the Black Waters. This is our Vampire Mask one, of course. And now these knights here can be, oh my goodness, they're going so fast. These knights here can be rather dangerous for us since they're coming at us mid-script here. Other than that, I mean, they have their kind of like lance attack, which could go through our protection a little bit. They have these magical weapons here to kind of fight our glamour or misform. So it could be a rather dangerous fight if they got some good rolls off. So we have taken 1 knight out at this point. How high? We're at 45 HP. Another one's out, and they are out of here. Good. Very, very good. This is the Throne Province. Now we're pinging this one. I think we've already... No, I think it might have been the northern one we've pinged at this point. But I wanted to go ahead and ping again just to make sure there's no surprises, in which case there aren't. So that's very good. We see militia, heavy infantry, and archers. I don't know. I almost said longbows. I know they're not longbows. 3 commanders in the back, each having a squad. Next, we see a battle here in the Green Marshes. Let's see what that is all about. This is probably this is Jaguar tribe. And we brought a lot of troops. We should be just fine. I doubt the Jaguar tribe will even get to our troops. I mean, they might get to elite warriors, but they're going to pass that. Surprise. Oh, wow. Okay, so you see there, Falcon's already taken that shaman out. Rest of the troops are routing. Wow, just 2 Falcons, I guess between their dive attacks there, took out the tribe priest. I assume we took out the tribe warrior with some of our troops. I don't think they died from anything else. Next, we'll watch a battle in the Divine Ocean, and I will go ahead and tell you this was a disappointing battle. Really didn't take into effect the difference between the burning, not having the burning pearl and having the burning pearl, how much it actually dropped our attack skill due to the fact of us not only having magic power 1, um, not having the burning pearl, not having experience. So that was very unfortunate for us. So, and then having the mana or the HP regen off of the vampire helmet. Thought about going bracers. Maybe it would have got me out of the chip damage range once I put iron skin on. So we're putting up to 30. I thought it would have gave us. I thought it would at least took us up to 31, maybe 32, but I was off by a little bit. So still might be seeing chip here and there if they actually get a hit on us. The same script as the other mage, just without the poison resistance. Now we're already sitting at 58 fatigue, and I know here and there we'll teeter a little bit around the 98 fatigue mark and like the 103. It takes like one turn for us to take down, but I mean, at the same time, that's you missing a turn of combat. And like, yeah, see 103. And then with our attack skill so low, a defense skill of nothing, we're getting a lot of hits on us. We won't be able to hit them back very well because they do have a defense skill of 8. These guys have a defense skill of 9. We're hitting them like every other turnish, maybe every couple of turns. It's a very, very dangerous position for us. And yeah, sure, it's very hard for them to hit Mistform, Glamour, what is Ethereal, all the rest of this shit here. But if you do have enough tax, eventually some might go through. And once that first one goes, so it's going to make it a lot easier for them to get the second one through because that Mistform and Glamour is going to be gone. And there goes the Glamour. We're starting to take damage here little by little, up down to 23. The Coral Blade did give us a couple of hit points extra. I think it's 7. It's 8. It's actually 8. Yeah, plus 8. Interesting. I think at this point, since we've been taking one constantly, we've already lost that 8. We should be around 16, 15. Things are getting dangerous, and we're just not being able to kill these ichthyrs. It looks like our she is routing at this point. Still can't get out. Still taking chip damage one at a time. Down to 8. And let's go ahead. I mean, this battle actually lasted on for a very long time, but we do end up losing this battle, unfortunately. So we lost 2 turns in our cap. We lost a lot of equipment. We lost 480 gold, and this is when I stopped thugging my Malika's Mal. I did leave the kind of super one outside in the water for a little while, but after this, you won't see me make any more. I think. I don't know, I might make one more. But as far as games go, no, I do not make them anymore. Lost some people, very unfortunate. Gained some people somewhere else than Great Dunes. I mean, it being a waste, not as important to us. We gained 5 Earth Gems. We gained 2 Fire Gems, so that's a total of 7. We finished construction of a giant palisade in Mark. We're patrolling, got some filthy brigands, of course. And being Naba, being this half-giant nation here, of course, construction of forts still equals 600. But when you're upgrading them to a fortress, instead of 300, it's going to cost you 450. So that's very unfortunate. It's going to be rather taxing on our income, our availability, or amount of leftover money that we have every turn for units and things like that. One more turn here on 32. 2 more turns at 56. 1 more turn at 13. 1 more turn, or 2 more turns at 65. 3 more turns and we'll have it upgraded here in 86 being marked. And we're moving our troops back from the Jaguars. And we are also saying All right, Lemuria, we're coming after you because I don't feel like you could. I see you at war. I see you at war over here. I don't see their capital, but I know they probably started like here-ish. Because if they own from here to here and they own all the land in between that, I would be very surprised, very, very worried as well. Just due to the fact of how large they've been. I assume other nations have spawned around these areas, and Lemuria is somewhere around here. And they have been taking this little water channels here and taking all of this with probably a few centurions, and that was all they needed. But seeing that they're at war, I highly doubt they will start sending troops into the water to fight some of our thugs. Um, and instead of actually keeping them at home if they are under pressure here at this point. Not sure if they're under pressure by these people here, but I know for sure they're under pressure here. So that is quite interesting. And I mean, magic weapons, I mean, this is blessed. It's kind of threatening to them in a way. Other than that, we do see that Krieg has taken 70 at this point. Wish I would have saw that battle. Not sure what he has equipped up there. Man, I mean, I'm sure he assassinated the commanders, but I wonder what else is on that servant or that assassin. We went ahead and already built a lab here in 32. We're going ahead and moving them south to build another lab there. I mean, while we are away, I mean, of course, we could. Well, we still need temples. No, we could do the well because there had to be a fort there. Yeah, we have to come back and build temples. Ring of water breathing. Some different items. I don't think we thug after this. I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure we don't. I hope we don't. Because that's a pretty hefty loss. Also, we see one of the Pangeas here. Um, and we actually see their capital here on the coast, which is really, really interesting. Uh, I had some ideas of different things that we could exploit with this, but we didn't really mess with it all too much. And then we see another Pangea over here. Now, these are two separate Pangeas. You see these horns have like a reddish tinge and a darker colored bull head. And these the trim on the flags here are kind of orange. Whereas this one over here, this one's a little more copper brown. Much lighter on the horns, much lighter on the cow head. That's kind of the difference between them. I think this is MA, and I think this is EA, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I've been finding a lot more people here recently. We see they've wanted some water as well. And honestly, since they have the assassins and stuff, they can try to like be sitting across the lake here. I mean, well, I'm sure we'll patrol them out, but I still don't want them catching any of my guys. But yeah, trying to pick a fight here with Lemuria, since I know he won't be able to defend it very well. And that is all for turn 18, guys. We lost a very expensive mage. We should have hit this province or this province. I bet we would have won that bump too. Other than that, we see forts coming up for the giants down here. Lots of undead reanimation they have going on as well. A third or a second fort here. Very nice. Wonder if they're building a fort there or not. Guys, is in their cap circle, but it looks like a very nice farmland. We will be moving to take this throne next turn. And then we'll be moving for this one a turn after. Now, what's very, very nice about this is that we have a road that actually goes through here. I can't remember if we can get this throne in one turn or we wait 2 turns. There's a road that runs through here, and it runs all through our empire, honestly. Starts up, okay, so it goes here to this throne, and then goes through this capital here. So, it goes all the way from this throne straight down to our capital, into 2 more thrones along the way. It could go 2 more thrones. And then it will go down into this one, and then back down into another one. So it's like all these roads are connected to thrones that go straight through our empire here. So we're able to move very, very quickly due to the roads. So it's very, very nice for us to have. Of course, it gets a little shaky here when this throne is in our way, but that is okay as well. Other than that, we will look at the thrones before we end the turn here, see who has claimed what. We see Lemuria has claimed a level 1 throne, the high throne, which spreads dominion by 3. seems like something they would want. We have the Throne of the Thorns here by Pangea. Very thematic. They get poison resistance, and they start getting nature gems. Of course, they really, really want as well, especially early on like this. And then we see two claimed by Ermor, both level 1 thrones. The Throne of Winter, giving them +1 cold. Not sure what skills they took. +1 water gem, and enables the recruitment of a Mage of Winter. These guys are actually very, very nice. Yes, they are old age. They're not too pricey. The upkeep's kind of high, but that's okay. But you do get a Water 2 Death one. Ermor has access to Death, but not so much Water. I believe they have Water 1 randoms that they can get, but not Water 2s. Having a Water 2 once you get Instruction 6 will make you have a ring for 1 water. Or you can use a 1 water chassis to make the ring. At that point, if you have a level 2 water, you can put the ring on them, pushing them up to level 3. At that point, they can make the Robe of the Sea or something. It's some kind of robe that is a water boosting item, getting them up to water 4, which would be, I mean, that's pretty high water. At that point, you can actually, if I believe so, you can actually get a Sea King. Let's look. Yeah, you can do Sea King's Court at 3 actually, so you don't even need that 4th one. And that is going to give you a Water 3 chassis. At that point, you can put 2 more water boosters on, getting up to Water 5. I mean, that's pretty nice. You can also do summon Bishop Fish in any water province to give you a Holy 3 caster. You have to give them a water breathing item to get on land, but I mean, well, extra profits are nice as well. So, very, very cool stuff there. But that is what I'm just going to zoom out for a minute. Of course, we see Ulm taking some more of this back, going back and forth in this war. And this is what our empire is looking like at the moment, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We're already up to 2,300 income here on turn 18. Not too shabby. Our gem income, could be a little bit more to be desired with that, but not too bothered by it at the moment. We really haven't really got focused on site searching our provinces, because we have a lot to do. I expect there to be a lot kind of around these waste areas here, maybe some of these forests. We have a few swamplands and mountains we need to search. So look forward to it. We also have a lot of underwater provinces that need to get searched as well. And alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Hopefully enough, we will not have any mix up with the recording, and I won't have to do it twice. Bye.